Learned counsel for the petitioners contend that the definition of the word lease as contained in section of the Indian Stamp Act does not include within its fold every immovable property by way of fiction, nor does it include every movable property as understood generally in terms of the Transfer of Property Act and also the UP Urban Planning and Development Act. He contends that the word immovable property as contained in section of the UP Urban Planning and Development Act is not inclusive of the definition of lease as contained in the Stamp Act, inasmuch as the word includes as contained in section of the Act only gives an extended meaning to the word lease and not to the words immovable property. It is submitted that the word lease is not synonymous with the word immovable property as contained in the Act, and therefore the additional stamp duty as sought to be levied under the Act would not apply to a lease which has been incorporated through an extended meaning in section of the Stamp Act. He further argued that the first part of the definition of the term lease as used in section of the Act is not a lease defining collection of toll to be immovable property. It includes the instrument of collection of toll as a lease only under a fiction created thereafter and is by itself not an instrument transfer of immovable property. He therefore submits that this definition does not allow the provisions of section 39 of the Act to be invoked for such instruments in order to levy additional stamp duty. He has relied on the judgments to contend that even otherwise the right to collect toll to the petitioners is only creating an agency in favor of the petitioners to realize the toll on behalf of the state government and nothing more. It is not a profit arising out of land so as to include it within the meaning of immovable property. Next para, the contention advanced is that it is the right of the public at large to pass over the bridge, and in lieu thereof the government is collecting toll. The petitioners are mere agents to collect the said toll on behalf of the government and are not earning any profit out of land. Even if the bridge is embedded in the earth, the same would not be included within the term immovable property. Shri Singh, learned Chief Standing Counsel, disputing the aforesaid proposition, submits that the word means as used in section of the Stamp Act includes all transaction of immovable property and the extended meaning of the said terminology has been explained so as to include other instruments as defined therein. He therefore submits that the word includes gives an extended meaning to the terminology of immovable property, and the same would equally apply while defining immovable property as contained in section of the Act.